Man's in, all set. 1200 opening leg of the PA. Imagination a little bit restless, settles. Runners sent on their way from the 1200 meter marker. Untidy beginning. Over on the inside, one of the first out of the gates is Kersal, who shows good early toe. Colonel Bling's right there with the white cap. Global Flyer is on the left-hand side. Buckeye, yellow sleeves and cap with a good position. Imagination's about 2 lengths off them. West Coast Man is further back than Captain Sparrow. Bring the actions about 3 lengths off them with Albuquerque. Trinity Hall, the red sleeves and cap, is on the right-hand side. West Coast Man, LaChake is further back in the running. And then comes Ocean Crossing. Colonel Bling, the leader on the inside. Buckeye, yellow sleeves and cap, second. Then Global Flyer, followed by Captain Sparrow. Bring the action, tries to get into the race. Imaginations down the inside. Colonel Bling out to 400, clears away though by 2 or 3. Global Flyer tries to throw out the challenge. On the outside, Captain Sparrow. But Colonel Bling's gone clear of the opposition. Global Flyer is starting to run on now. And it's Colonel Bling, still by about 1.25 lengths. Global Flyer's coming on powerfully now. And Global Flyer got up to win it. Colonel Bling second. Third will go to Captain Sparrow. Colonel Bling led everywhere but the winning post, and you'll find Global Flyer. The New Zealand Stavensky comes home really well, still very green, but for Tony Riverland and Mary Liley, Brandon Arena, they win by about a neck. So number 8 wins it. It shows 10.20 the win, 3.30 the plays. Second, the tote favourite, number 1, Colonel Bling. Captain Sparrow, number 2, runs into third. Buckeye finished fourth. Further back in the field is Trinity Hall, and then Bring the Action, Imagination. They were followed by Ocean Crossing. And then came LaChake. So the winner is a couple off the left-hand side with the light green cap. At this stage, Colonel Bling had a useful advantage, 2 or 3 lengths, but the winner, Global Flyer, really starts to warm up and gets up close home to win it by about a neck or so. Race time up, 71.80. Just looking across at this lovely tote board. Tote favourite was number 1 until the running of the 4th. The pick 6, back to the studio.
We've just seen the running of race number 3, the start of the place accumulator, and a good debut here for the good win here for trainer Tony Riverland on number 8, Global Flyer, the New Zealand import, and he's come to make an impressive debut. If you have a look at his final 200 meters or so, he looked beat. Colonel Flyer, the bird, looked like it flown there, but never say die, Brandon. And this horse's stride over the final 50 meters, I mean, he looked like he can jump over hurdles.
Yeah, Dees, I think the front horse was stopping, to be quite honest. I think he'd had enough in front. But it was a meritorious victory. It's his first time at the course. We've done quite a lot of homework with him, but it's nothing like coming to a race. And yeah, I think well done to Brandon. He got squeezed a little bit, had to come off the fence, and going through this 400, I thought he'd be lucky to run a place. He was galloping with his head in the air and really green, and I thought, I think the occasion's got to him. But I've always liked the horse. He's an odd-looking horse, a little bit peacocky, but always shown reasonable ability at home. Would most probably be better over a bit more ground. So we gave him a chance, but we thought better over more ground. Obviously delighted for Mary, you know. She needs to have all the winners she can get.
That was going to be my next question about the distance, because you're very familiar with these New Zealand breds. You buy a lot for Mary at those sales, and this individual, you know, just the fact that he's worn over shorter, I mean, lots of positives can be taken out of this win.
Yes, Dees, but it's interesting, he's by sprinting stallions. Stravinsky was a Grade 1 winning sprinting horse in Europe, went over to stand a stud in Australasia. And but on his female side, there's a lot of stamina with this horse, and he looks more like a stayer than a sprinting type. He wasn't sold. No one liked him. He was a bit upright. And I said to Mary, go and put in a cheeky offer to Patrick Hogan, and we managed to get him cheap.
Before you leave us, busy afternoon for your stable as well. Anything else that you are positive with that could run forward races this afternoon?
I think Texas Cowboy can run a place, although 5 furlong may be a bit short for him, but he's working very well, and so I think he's got a place chance. Highway Explorer is extremely fit. He's galloped very well at home. I think they most probably got to beat him.
Thanks for that, Tony.
Thank you, Dees.
Bit of confidence coming through there about Highway Explorer. Coming back to the race, first time, not much expected, but the fact that he did a bit of work back home, and nice to see him come back and win well.
Yeah, Dees, of course, well done to Mr. Evelyn and Mrs. Lally. Done a lot of work with his horse and brought him on the right way, and I think that factored in today.
Coming to the race, that horse, Tony, of the opinion was stopping. Did you see it the same way? Because yours had to turn it on and go and fetch that horse.
He had to fetch that horse, Dees, but he was quite reluctant after going through a small gap. He lost a bit of confidence, and I had to urge him on with the hands. And when he's got balance again, I gave him a smack in the left, and that's when he fetched that other horse, and he showed some guts, and he won a good race.
Thanks for that, and all the best with moving forward with this horse. I'm sure you'll keep the ride. He looks like a nice type.
Yeah, hopefully, Dees. I know you and Bonja are snapping at my heels, so I've got to make sure I win on everyone that I get a chance.
The balance of your rides later on this afternoon?
Dees, unfortunately, I had to get off, I thought, one of my best rides because of Wade's playing a bit of games with me. But of the balance, I did pick up Elephant Matriarch from Mr. Bosch. She has quite consistent form, and I think she'll enjoy the cuts in the ground. And Roy Royale in the second last also got a place chance. And as well as Song and Fire and Dance, he's working well at home, but has a bad draw, and he should be in the back of quartet.
Must throw you the curveball. We've now had 3 races. You guys tracking over middle to inside. Better going?
Dees, I'm always of the opinion that the going always looks like it's a bias because all the horses end up on the inside. And if you try a race horse all on your own on the outside, look like a fool because they want to be in amongst each other. So, if the guys are spread out, I think it will be competitive all over the course.
Nice start. All the best for the rest of the afternoon.
Thanks so much, Dees.
Well done to Brandon, Lorena, and Mrs. Liley has just waved. Well done, Mrs. Liley. This is her horse here, number 8, Global Flyer. 8, 1, 2, and 7. That's the way they finished race number 3. Coming up next will be the start of the Pick 6, 14:25, 25 past 2.